Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning into our coverage of SGS College ACE1 versus Bishop Wand. We are going to be getting started with our stream in just another minute, so bear with us and we'll be with you very soon. Good afternoon and welcome to our live coverage of SGS ACE1 versus Bishop Wand. You're joined by me, Max Baker. I'm a sports media lecturer here at the college and I'm going to be one of your commentators today. And next to me, for her first time in the commentary box, is our co-commentator today, Bim Jensen. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your time at the college and what sports you've played. I mean, you've obviously had a successful career as a rugby player yourself. But yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, Ben.
Well, my rugby career was very short. I just played a little bit at Sacred Heart University. I was recruited because I've played American football my whole life.
That's a D1
coached.
university, by
yes,
the way.
yes. But yeah, that's about my history. I coach here at the college too, and I study in the media production program.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I will say that this was a last-minute appointment, so Bim's been thrown right in at the deep end today. But yes, very much appreciated. Go live. We're going to be kicking off in just a couple of minutes. We've got a quick interview that we had with the SGS forward Cesare Mocci, who's out injured today, unfortunately. But he had a chat with us earlier today about the game as SGS face their final game of the regular season.
My name is Cesare Mocci. I'm 17 years old and I'm a second row here at SGS College.
First off, how would you assess the team season so far?
I think we've had a really good start, beating Hartbury at their home ground for the first time in 20 years. I think it's a really big thing for the boys. I think now, coming to the end of this first round, we've had a bit of, rocky games, couple losses, but I don't see why today we couldn't win with a good result.
And how much would a win mean to you today?
It'd be massive, Winning this would mean that we could go top 4 and even have a chance, to come first,
And what key battles do you believe that you need to win in order to get a positive result today?
Definitely our physical dominance, line out, scrum. We need to be 100% around the park, carries, and for our boys at the back, getting that ball to the wing, just scoring those wide tries.
And currently you're headed into this game with 2 back-to-back losses, unfortunately. But what do you believe must be done to change this?
When you say 2 back-to-back losses, I actually see that's a thing that could motivate us. These are the games that mean something, so I don't see why we couldn't come here, use these to motivate us, to fuel us to go and beat these lot.
And with also top 4 still available, potentially depending on other results, will this be in the back of the team's mind heading into today's match?
Definitely, but in a good way. Not in a way that makes us nervous or anxious, but in a way that motivates us to, put loads of points to these boys today.
Great to hear from Cesare there, and we thank him very much for his time earlier today. Now, we are just getting up towards a kick-off here at SGS, so let's take you through the starting lineup. Starting with the pack, so number 1, actually wearing the number 17 today, is Malachi Humphreys, a third year here at the college. Our hooker for today, Taylor Coles, and completing the front row is Finn Fluke, Though number 2 and number 3, they're both part of the Bears Academy and Irish qualified. Into the second row, Ryan Wyborn is our number 4, and next to him is Will Papp, who's played number 8 for some of this season, another Bristol Bears Academy product. Our 2 flankers for today, Joachim Huller and Aled Evans, captain and co-captain. Joachim Huller, Bristol Bears and England under-18s last year, and Aled Evans, our captain for today. And completing the pack, Jack Sloman at number 8. And now on to the backs. Evan Russell at scrum half, back into the side after being replaced at the start of the season. Another Bears and England under-18s academy player. Fly half, Cian Symes had a good season so far, as has Joe Edwards, come back from injury and had a great couple of games since we've come back. Our 2 centres, Ethan Williams and Bruno Lamb, completing the wing is Kobe Matthews, and Regan Halsey starts at fullback. And away we go. Joachim Huller picking up a loose ball there, which looked to be slightly knocked on, but the referee hasn't called anything just yet. And SGS are away with the ball. So just a reminder, today is the final game of the regular seasons before the playoffs. Now, SGS, a couple of mixed results over the last few weeks, coming in on 2 games lost in a row. However, they do still have a chance to make it into the top 4. So what needs to happen today is SGS would need to beat them by a bonus point, and for Hartpury to lose their game to go into the top 4. Or SGS needs to beat Bishops 1 by 50 points and for Bishops 1 not to get a bonus point. If either of those things happen, SGS are into the top 4 playoffs. So it's quite an exciting game today, Bim.
Very exciting. I'm super excited to get this started.
Yeah, it's going to take take everything out of the boys today. It's we're chatting to a few of them beforehand, and I think there's a little bit of nerves in there, but you would be after what's been a tough season. Had some really good results, but obviously as someone that's played sport at a very high level, you can't really let those thoughts impact you during the game, can you?
Right.
And that is Bishop's wand coming out of the line out on there.
Ooh,
the prop is making his way through. He's found a gap and has managed to push past. That would be Regan Halsey and Joe Edwards. Unfortunately, finding the gap there and making that 5-0 to Bishops 1. Not the start that Dan and Callum, the coaches for SGS, would have wanted so far, but kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it, Bim?
Yeah, it really did.
Not, as we said, not the start that they would have wanted. Bim, you do some coaching for the American Football Academy at the college, as you mentioned. If you concede early, what do you say to your players to make sure that they don't get their heads down?
Well, really, I think, adversity is a huge part of the sport, especially in rugby. I think physicality right there is just a missed open tackle, right? So just maintaining and knowing where we have each other and just not missing open field tackles like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that the players will obviously be disappointed with. But having said that, it's just at the start of the game. So we've got a bit of time to get back into this today. So SGS lining up for the restart with Cian Symes taking the kick. And that's caught by Bishop's 1 scrum half there. Tries to kick it out, but blocked there by Joachim Huller. But unfortunately hasn't managed to keep hold of it. And that is kicked way long by Bishops. And that's going to safely go out of play. Time to breathe. Quite a quick first couple of minutes there with Bishops 1 going 7-0 up, that conversion going over the posts. But SGS have now got the chance to settle down a little bit and just take some time to set up at the scrum. Scrummaging has been a good aspect of SGS's game this season. They've had a really good pack, and I know that Dan, having spoken to him earlier today, is really keen for that to continue in this final game, but not the start that they would have wanted. Okay. Apologies for the slight glitch in our lighting there. We've got a couple of cameras for you. So we've got one camera on our gantry today and one pitch side. So there's our pitch side camera for you now. So that will hopefully give you a little bit more of an insight into some of the scrums and line outs and some of the intricate play that we've got for you today. And as we prepare for the scrum, so this will be Evan Russell with the put-in. Again, hoping for a slightly better scrum this time round. And getting that ball out of the scrum very quickly, offloaded by Evan Russell there. Moving down the
Oh, he's
line
got the
very
wing too.
nicely. That's Regan Halsey offloading there to Kobe Matthews, known as the
Nice
SGS
jump cuts
Messi.
going through.
Yeah, there's a reason they call him Messi. He's very good at dancing his way through those defensive lines, but now all the way down the other side of the pitch. And that's Bruno Lam offloading there to Joachim Haller, who shoves them off. He's still got the ball, managing to keep hold of it, but that looks like it might have been turned over. A shame to lose possession there. But, yeah, moving the ball nicely, and that's something that they're going to need to do if they get themselves back into this game, isn't it, Bim?
Definitely is. Definitely is. Seems like it's going to be a very physical game today.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, we've got two very big packs and some interesting players today. As we said, lots of Bristol Bears Academy players in this starting lineup for SGS College. Bishop's One obviously linked with Harlequins, so excellent talent on show for you today here at SGS College. And if you're interested in studying in the at the college and playing in the rugby academy, then we have got open evenings coming up soon, so you can check at the SGS College website to see if you'd like to play rugby and study with us here in Bristol. Now that's a good line out by Bishop's One, offloaded well and moved nicely down the line, and they're going to make a break for it here. Number 7 just running into a little bit of trouble. That's brought down well by Bruno Lam, who's back into the starting lineup today, but managing to keep hold of the ball there. They've made some good ground so far. Again, offloading to the forwards, who are trying to find that ground, but rucked well there by Finn Fluck, done very well. We believe, sorry, that's Alid Evans actually, captain material there, doing very well to win that turnover. And that's going to be time for SGS to get started. So they've done well since conceding, haven't they, been? They've moved the ball well and have defended well.
Definitely, definitely. I really like how they're moving the ball down the line, getting to space, trying to get open, and then really maintaining the physicality once we get contact.
Absolutely. So this is going to be Taylor Coles with the throw-in today. Let's see if SGS can match Bishop's first good line-out. And they can indeed. Offloaded very nicely there to Evan Russell, who moves that nicely down the line, and that's Kobe Matthews trying to find a way through, but looks like that's been knocked on and overturned, brought down very well just as we've moved into the dangerous territory for SGS, but tackling extremely well, finding their shape well to not let anything through. There goes the Bishop's hooker trying to find that gap, but having no luck at the moment. Closing the gap really quickly there, SGS, and that is potentially offside there by Joachim Haller, but doesn't seem to be that the ref has called it. She's actually called it back for something else. Unsure what that is. But it looks like it's going to be potentially a penalty for Bishops. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. And just a reminder there, the score is 7-0 to Bishops 1, ACE1, as they kick for touch for that penalty. So how long ago did you stop playing rugby, Ben?
Did you say stop or
Yeah,
start?
well, did you stop? Because obviously, yeah, you had a bit of a transition between rugby and American football, is that right?
Yeah, right. So I started playing football when I was about 9 years old, and then ended up coaching in Sweden. I'm from Sweden originally, and coaching there. Moved to America with to just go to school and lived there with my mentor for a while. And as I was graduating community college, I had to transfer to university. And there I found they had a club team at Sacred Heart, and the rugby coach actually found out about me there. And so she reached out and said, "Hey, do you want a scholarship? You know, I'll offer you. Come play here, play wing, see what happens." And so I played there for a little bit, ended up actually tearing my bicep tendon. So,
Ouch.
you know, not too long lived, but you know, it was fun.
Good. And then what brought you over to the college here?
Long story short, I played in Germany for a team called the Schwäbisch Hall Unicorns, where I met now my fiance, and he actually went to school here and coaches for the American football team here. And I had one more year left of university, so he said, why why not take a course here? And I'm really glad I did.
Brilliant. Clearly the teacher's doing something right. Okay, so that's offloaded by Evan Russell out of the scrum and kicked out. But unfortunately, looks like it's just slightly spooned off the foot there, so hasn't gone quite as far as they would have liked. You can see on the far end there, Dan Cox just overseeing everything, the director of rugby here at SGS College. You know, a lot that's gone into this game today. Just a reminder that for SGS to get into the top 4 playoffs, SGS would need to beat Bishops by a bonus point, and for Hartpury to lose their game today for us to go into that top 4, or SGS would need to beat Bishops by a 50-point margin, and for Bishops not to get a bonus point. So that's the 2 things that need to happen today. Not going so well at the moment. SGS struggling to get into that Bishops half and to make some real reasonable chances, but they are defending particularly well at the moment. I don't want to have the curse of the commentator there, but it just seems they are about a metre from the line. Still offloading, trying to get it to the forwards to push over, but this is some excellent defensive work by SGS, who are keeping them at bay at the moment, but unfortunately not managing to do that. It's just pushed against the post. That is a real shame, because it was a valiant effort by SGS, but again, not managing to keep them at bay. That's a tough start, isn't it, Bim?
Yeah, really tough start. I'd say earlier, though, they're doing really good job kicking the ball out, trying to get out of their own backtop zone, you know, trying to get the ball out and just keeping the physicality. I guess, you know, Bishop's just the heavier guys pushing through.
Yeah, they're using the forwards well, aren't they? It's tough to get to keep those boys back. Like we said, there's some big packs out there today. It's going to be, as we said earlier, Bim, an aggressive game, a really physical game. But unfortunately, at 14-0 down, that's not the ideal start for SGS at the moment. However, we are only just over 10 minutes into this first half, so there is still plenty of time for us to get into, for the SGS to find their way back into this game. Restarted again by Kean Symes, who kicks that long, and as that kick is returned by Bishop, and that's probably going to make his way to Regan Halsey, who's done very well to catch that. Sliding effort and kicks it straight back. A little bit of kick tennis here between the backs of SGS and Bishops, and that's caught by Kean Symes, who also has a good boot on him, but offloaded to Joe Edwards, who of course hasn't played much this season, been out for the last for the first few weeks. Yeah, again, Kobe Matthews on the wing there, he's doing very well, and has had an excellent season. Started every game of this ACE season so far, and you can see why. But that has just about gone into touch. Now, we'll just let you know, we do have a slight blind spot on our camera, so just into that left corner. We don't quite manage to get it because of our gantry, so we'll do whatever we can to describe what we're seeing, and hopefully, you know, the ball stays out of that area. So, penalty kicked out by SGS, and it'll be Taylor Coles with the line out. And again, a couple of solid lineouts for SGS so far. Let's see if they can keep that up. A real solid part of their game this season has been their lineout. So after a tough year of lineout last year, it's been a real positive, and that's another one.
Really nice long
today.
Pass.
Yeah,
they're space.
Moving that ball really nicely, aren't they? It's just trying to make the ground forward and find gaps in that Bishop's defence, because they are doing very well at the moment, pushing them back even further now. And there we go. Evan Russell still doing his best to try and find the right pass, and it's just spilled. Has that gone backwards? It has gone backwards, so the referee won't call that up. That's just slightly dropped by Finn Fluck, and SGS have still managed to keep it. Looks like Evan Russell's going to go for the kick here. He is indeed, has just managed to stop that from getting blocked. Trying to make some more ground up here, and there goes Will Papp trying to make the tackle.
Nice stiff arm.
Yeah, that is offloaded well. Unfortunately, there for the Bishop centre, just saw that his fullback was just slightly in front of him, but has managed to keep hold of it. Big tackle there by Ryan Wyborn, done really well to stop that crunching tackle. Oh, and they found the gap. Oh, it's just the Bishop's fullback has just slipped there. It's a really slippy pitch out there, and Joachim Huller is doing what he can to keep him up, but Bishops have still got the ball, slight kick, and we're just into that blind spot, but it looks like it has gone into touch just by our pitch side camera there. Wow. interesting first 15 minutes. SGS doing what they can, but it's just not happening for them right now, is it, Bim?
I feel like, I mean, they're keeping up. I think it's just small things, right? That's happening, missed pass, ball security, small things like that, that obviously the team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win.
Yeah, exactly that. And that was something that SGS struggled with in their game against Truro 2 weeks ago. It was small mistakes that kept cropping up that were making things difficult for them. So hopefully they can sort that out for their game today. We are, as we said, around 15 minutes into this first half. The score currently stands at 14-0 to Bishop's Wand ACE1. Apologies if that scorecard is slightly misleading. It's not 114.
Yeah.
Might get rid of that other one for you in just a second. But
that'd be a fun screenshot.
Yeah, yeah, especially in the first 15 minutes. That's
Yeah.
quite impressive. But no, just sorting out an injury here for it looks like to be a slight head injury for one of the Bishop's players. Okay, and we are having a slight break in play here. So just time for me to tell you a little bit about the courses that we've got here at the college. So we offer a real range of courses at the college. Everything from, especially at this WISE campus, we offer sport, media, performing arts and art courses, among others at our other campus. And you can study those courses alongside your academy commitment. So if the rugby academy is something that you're interested in playing in, then we've got open days coming up which you can view on our website, and we've got our social media accounts. Our social media account for the media team is Bristol Academy of Media, and for the rugby is SGS_college_rugby. So you can follow those two accounts to find out everything you need to about the academies and our departments here. The live stream today is brought to you by the students at the sports media courses. Everything from cabling the cameras, running everything out. We've had about 500 meters of cable to run. Camera operators, photographers, commentators, vision mixers, everything is done by the students. So we're very proud of the work that they've put in today to make this happen for you. So yeah, an excellent piece of work so far. And we're just currently waiting for this injury to be sorted, just for the Bishop second row, who's had a scrum cap put on him now and has been taped up, so hopefully he's doing okay. Hasn't need to go off the pitch for any treatment at all, which is good news.
Shout out to the medic.
Absolutely, yeah. Doing God's work there. So Taylor Coles in for the put in here again. They need to keep up their strong line-up game so far, and they're doing that nice and simple, just out to the front and offloaded very quickly to Aled Evans, who manages to keep hold of that quick pass, but they really do need to, that's it, form that caterpillar ruck to get the kick out, but the referee has called a penalty, so that's a little bit of respite for SGS. And breathe. Very, very action-packed first 20 minutes here at the SGS Arena, which, if you are interested in studying here, is just next to Parkway. We have students who join us from Wales, from Gloucester, from Bristol, Swindon, Bath, so lots of places that you're able to travel to at the college. And that'll be another line-up here for SGS. Taylor Coles, who's going to put this in, another of our Bears Academy players here at the in the starting lineup today. A good over 50% of our starting lineup have either represented Bears Academy. We've had plenty that have played for other teams as well. Kean Symes, who's our fly half today, has played for Cardiff Blues under 18s. We've had Wales, Ireland and England under 18s.
Always breaking out.
He has found the gap. Who's this? Aled Evans, captain, offloading to who's that? That is Jack Sloman, number 8.
Great tackle
but
by
yeah,
number 15.
very good tackle. Evan Russell picking up that ball. Joachim Haller trying to find the gap again there, but not quite managing to upload. It rucked over well, and Evan Russell again trying to find that space. He's given that ball to Bruno Lamb, who's starting the game today after a couple of weeks out at the home ground here. Quick tap and go by Evan Russell, who's trying to find that gap, and they are making excellent ground, rucking over well, and that's Finn Fluck trying to move his way forward. Ball trying to get to the forwards, seeing if we can find that gap. They are very close to the try line now, just a few metres out. Aled Evans again starting this attack off, and that's passed well. apologies, we just missed the shot there, but the referee has not allowed that try. It looks like it might have just been held up, which you can see the SGS players are absolutely devastated about. It was an excellent first. Excellent first breakout from Aled Evans, who did really well, and Evan Russell playing the role of playmaker there, doing a fantastic job to find the ball. And again, the ball just did move into our blind spot for just a moment. But yeah, unfortunately, the try will not stand, and it was held up by Bishops. Very close, Bim, but not quite close enough, was it? But if they can keep that up, they'll be back in this game.
Definitely, definitely. I think, again, the movement, being able to keep the physicality up, and then just being able to pass the ball like that, less mistakes. Obviously, you see results from it.
And that is turned over. Joachim Huller picking up the ball there from the Bishops line out. Evan Rustin doing well to pick that up. And S just finding their feet, moving it all the way down along the line. And that's just dropped there by Joe Edwards. And picked up by Bishops, doing a fantastic job there. That looks to be Bruno Lamb, who's done really well to keep Bishops from making that counter-attack. Just managing to keep hold of the breaking forward, which was fantastically done by Bruno Lamb there. And Bishops have the ball at the moment. Just a quite loose pass from the scrum half there, but managed to get caught by the Bishops flyer half, and they have found their composure and moving their way through the phases now. And that's again Aled Evans doing very
drive.
well. Yeah. Again, really doing the captain's job today. He's making that breakaway for the try chance. Ball just not quite caught there by Regan Halsey, but didn't touch him, so the referee hasn't had to call a knock on there. Kobe Matthews here trying to find the gaps to make his way through, as SGS have the ball now after a Bishop's kick. So doing well to keep hold of it so far. Kicked again by SGS, and time for them to find their shape, but straight back to them by Bishops, and that looks like it is going to go long. Again, apologies, we are just into our blind spot there on the gantry into that left-hand corner, but we've got our touchline camera for you as well to bring you all the action for today. Okay, so it looks like we are around 25 minutes into our first half here at SGS College Arena, with the score currently standing at 14-0 to Bishops Wand, ACE1. Unfortunately, it appears that well, it looks like SGS are going to have a real hard job on their hands to make their way into the top four, as we were saying earlier. They need to win by 50 points, and for Bishop not to get a bonus point today, or they need to win by a bonus point, and for Hartpury to lose their game. So tough ask at the minute. However, there is time for SGS to get back into this game, and especially to get the bonus point. 4 tries will do it. So SGS getting ready to put into the scrum here. Another good scrum, a key part of the game for SGS this season, who've done fantastically well. And that looks
Great
like it's just about
getting
going
the ball downfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to be caught by Bruno Lamb, who puts the ball down for SGS's first try of the game. And fantastic kick. It looked to be Kian Symes, I think, who punted that through and chased on really well by Ethan Williams, who offloaded to Bruno Lamb to put SGS finally on the scorecard. But that was some excellent play, wasn't it, Bim?
Definitely, definitely. I think instantly you could see the change of intensity, and just making smart plays, making smart decisions, just makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an excellent positional play, and caught the ball extremely well. As we said, Bruno Lamb there to provide the support. and let's see if he can put this kick over. Regan Holsey, up until a couple of weeks ago, was the top scorer in the ACE League after some fantastic kicking in a couple of games this season, and he's done the same again today. So that kick goes over. Excellent kick from out wide, and that puts the score at 14-7. Oh, sorry. Missed. Looks like they were flagged, but unfortunately not. So let's take that back. The score stands at 14-5 to SGS. To Bishops. Wand ACE1. But SGS are back into this. Nice to see the momentum is now with SGS. Bim, as a sports person, is that all it takes? Just one, a point on the ball, 5 points on the board. Is that all it takes to get SGS back into this game and boost the confidence?
I think exactly what you said with confidence and everything. I think, especially in rugby, and I can relate to American football with that too. That things can happen so fast. Especially, the rugby games I've seen, especially here in England, things can happen in just a split second with someone breaking free, missed tackle, whatever, that, it could change so fast. I think if they just gain that confidence and able to maintain that physicality, that you can see that Bishop, they bring into every single little physicality that's there, if we can match that 100%, we're definitely, got the potential to come through this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and another strong scrum there, which is another thing that can just really give you that boost of energy. Kobe Matthews doing really well there to hold off being pulled down and offload nicely to Bruno Lamb, our try scorer for SGS. Referee just calling Bishops back and almost making the breakthrough there. Evan Russell trying to exploit a gap that he saw, but just brought down by those Bishops defensive line. Looking like he's going for the kick here, which he is indeed, and that's just brought out and looks to be kicked straight back. Didn't quite go out play there, and that's going to run and be picked up there, and that's by Ethan Williams, who again kicks out, and that's gone straight out of play. Who has it hasn't been picked up, and Bishops are away now. A bit of a scrappy kicking game at the moment. Apologies, we can't quite see that back line, so difficult to tell whether the ball's gone out or not, but Bishops are away with it at the moment, moving it down the line nicely, playing from left to right, and SGS doing what they can to hold off this attack. Fullback trying to give a little goose step there, but again, SGS defending well, but moving through the phases, and they are slowly making up the ground. Big tackle there, and that's Will Papp getting stuck in, often a number 8 this season, but being deployed in the second row this year. And the referee has called a penalty, and that's again Aled Evans, our captain for today. Excellent rucking, and the Bishops players not releasing the ball, so the referee calls up for SGS to kick for touch. That's a fantastic job by SGS there. Not yet. Excellently done by SGS, and that's kick for touch, and that will be a line out for SGS. So Taylor Coles with the put in here. One of the strongest aspects of their game so far today.
It's an interesting decision.
Unfortunately not today. Yeah, dropped there and turned over. Yeah, after a really strong lineup so far, that was a strange decision, wasn't it, Bim?
Yeah, very, very strange.
So we are about half an hour into the first half here at SGS College. Coming up at half time, we'll be chatting to a couple of SGS players. Hopefully, I think, I'm hoping they're going to remember to come up to our room so we can speak to them about the game so far. We've hopefully got Callum and Cam, who both play for SGS. Unfortunately, are injured today, but they are going to be sharing their thoughts with us at half time. Fingers crossed. We appreciate that it gets you can get caught up in the magic of the game, but hopefully they're going to come up and share their thoughts at half time. As we said, about 10 minutes left of this first half by my watch, kicking off at 2 o'clock here at the SGS Arena.
Oh.
And unfortunately, Bishops have just broken away. A loose ball was jumped on by the Bishops centre there, and that is unfortunate for SGS, who just didn't quite manage to pick up that loose ball.
Just one of those moments, right? Reading the ball wrong, reading the bounce wrong.
Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, unfortunately, that is going to put the score for the moment at 19-5 to SGS and to Bishops, and we'll see if he can put this over. I'm sure he will. And this is likely to be 21-5 to Bishops here, as the fly half puts it over the posts, and that is 21-5 to Bishops 1. Unfortunately, not the first half that Dan and Callum, the coaches here at SGS, would have wanted, and that's looking like those top 4 chances are just slowly pulling away from them, which is not what they would have wanted after today. But still hope yet, Bim, obviously. And what would you be saying at half time if this was your team?
Honestly, I'd just try to keep the ball out of their hands and just maintain possession of the ball for SGS. And, I'd say offense is the best defense and as much possession as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. So SGS with the restart there. And that's put straight out of play with the response. Okay, and it's going to be Taylor Coles with the put-in hooker for today. Obviously, one of our many Bears Academy players in the starting lineup today. We've had, yeah, absolutely, another strong line-out again, making up for the previous one, but one of the strongest parts of SGS's game here today. Evan Russell picking up from the back of the ruck, kicked by Kean Symes there, and chased, but and just not knocked on. I think that hit his foot, but it looks like the referee is going to call that up in SGS's favour. But a fortunate break for SGS, and they're going to need those if they're going to get back into this, aren't they, Bim?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, excellent stuff. So, as you said, we're around probably just over half an hour into this first half, with the score standing at 21-5 to Bishops Wand. Just a reminder of what needs to happen for SGS to have a chance to get into the top 4. So at the moment, they would need to beat Bishops by a bonus point, with Hartpury also losing their game today, or beat them by a 50-point margin, which doesn't quite look like it's going to be possible so far today. So it looks like we are hoping for that bonus point win and for Hartpury to lose. So 1 try so far, so definitely not out of this game so far. Still plenty of rugby left to play, and that's moved really nicely down the line to Regan Halsey, who jumps forward, tries to keep hold of the ball, rucks really well there, and that was, can't quite see his number, that was Joe Edwards, obviously just back over the last couple of weeks after being out injured for a few months. I'm really glad that he's back playing for us. Another Bears under 18. Playing in the side today. Been deployed at centre for a lot of the season and previously, but playing out on the wing today. And SGS pick up a penalty, and that's Kean Symes kicking out to touch for SGS to throw in. Okay, so Taylor Coles here throwing in about 5 metres, 5 metres-ish out from the try line, picking up the maul here, and it's just doing well to keep that firm. Are they going to have a chance to pop that out? But staying in it so far, the referee looks like she's close to blowing her whistle, which she has, and that looks to be an SGS penalty, I think. So are we going to kick for touch? Looks like we are.
Grant, can you go more right?
And so we're just trying to configure our cameras here. So yeah, this is our touchline camera that you're seeing right now. So we for SGS line out. and mauling there. Just at the back of the maul there is Taylor Cobbs keeping hold of that ball. And he's just gone down, so Evan Russell will push that ball out further wide. There we go. There we go. We can see there the ruck. There. Forwards just trying to push that forward. They're really close to the try line at the moment. Looks to be Malachi Humphrey who's just trying to get that over at the moment, but moving sideways, not forwards, and that looks like it might potentially be over the line. They are incredibly close at the moment. The referee just keeping an eye on the things here. Obviously, SGS had one held up in the about 10 minutes ago. Looks like the referee has called a penalty, and that's again looks to be Malachi Humphrey who's trying to take a quick touch and go, but Regan Halsey here trying to move things forward, but unfortunately not making the ground up that's needed. Evan Russell offloading again, and SGS just not quite managing, are they, Bim? What do they need here?
I think honestly obviously get the physicality, trying to get over the line, or I think one option could be we have some really fast players, right? Get the balls to the fast players in space.
Yeah, keep moving it out wide, which is something SGS have done really well today, but it looks like they're going to rely on their forwards to keep moving that ball over the line. They're extremely close now, but again, looks to be almost held up by Bishop's. Apologies, we're struggling with our camera angle ever so slightly today, but that seems to have gone down. It has indeed. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. That looks to be Malachi Humphrey who put that ball down. The prop for today, a third year here at the college. So back into the game. Hopefully, if we can get this over the line, over the post, and that will be 12-21. So, cool. Time to breathe. That was a good good couple of minutes. That was a lot. But they got there eventually, didn't they, Bim? And that's just that goes to show their kind of passion for doing this, but as well as they can in this game, their determination to get that ball over the line.
Right. And we know we can match their physicality. Now it's about, can we maintain that for the rest of the game?
Exactly that. So Regan Halsey stepping up for the kick here to hopefully put another couple of points on the board. So Regan Halsey coming to kick this, and that has gone over the line. So that will leave the score at 12-21 to Bishop's 1 as we reach the, getting close towards the end of this first half. And it looks like the referee has just blown the whistle for the end of this first half. So we're going to take a quick minute break, and then we're going to be in our studio with a couple of SGS players to discuss that first half. So we will be back with you very shortly.
Hello. Is that one? One. Better.
Okay, so thanks for joining us for that first half. Just as we're at half time here, we're going to chat to two SGS players, and we'll hand over to our reporter, Adam Hall, who's joined in the studio by our two SGS Academy players. Over to you, Adam.
Welcome to the halftime show. I'm joined by two SGS College rugby players who play here at the academy. Don't mind introducing yourself, boys.
Cameron Trailer, Scrum Half. Cam Baldwin, tight end prop.
So we've just seen the first half of SGS versus Bishop Wanderers, lads. Not the best start SGS would have wanted. What do you reckon Dan would be saying to those players to go out and get a score in that second half?
I feel like he'll be saying to keep going because the boys are working hard, getting the Bishop ones boys are getting tired. You can see it in the way they're chasing, in the way they're going to the line out. Scrums are getting slower and slower as the game goes on. So hopefully we can keep the momentum we got at the end of the half and get into them, get the points we need.
So now looking into the second half and those players getting tired, do you think there's a chance for SGS to have that sort of comeback and pile on pressure, or do you think there'll be new faces for Bishop Wanderers?
I just think we need to keep adapting to our fast mindset, so get wide, keep stretching it and playing. And I think we just need to exploit the gaps and make them more tired and just keep playing and playing. With our subs going on, I think we can proper put pressure on Logan Adams going on, Sad Radford, both back quick players, gaps.
And I want to talk about Will Pat playing at number 8. A very good player for the college. Outstanding first half for him. Wouldn't have been the best he had this time round. What's he got to do to improve?
I think the boys started slow compared to what they can do, and at the end of the half we were starting to pick it up. So it's the same for him. He started. The whole team were knocked off park, starting to struggle, and then our heads were dropping, but we've managed to pick them back up, get back on top, win some more collisions, and hopefully you can do the same.
Well, we're going to hand back now to our commentators for the second half. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks very much, Adam, for handing back over to us, and we really thank the lads for coming and sharing their thoughts with us during half time. So that is straight back into the first half for us then.
Fast halftime, I'd say.
Exactly. Yeah, they do. They don't hang around in the Ace League half time. Not enough time for a rest for the boys to get a drink. But we'll have a look for you. We're not 100% sure what replacements have been made, so we'll have a look for you and try and make that clearer as the game goes on. Doesn't look like we've seen many replacements at the moment.
Oh, he's breaking free.
Found the gap. Potentially Ned Hill there at number 18. Again, I've been given the numbers for the replacements a little bit earlier, but warned that they could change. So apologies if I get some names wrong in there today. But what I've got down is Ned Hill at number 18. So hopefully that one is correct. But
looks like SGS is doing a way better job just hustling to the ball, getting the ball out faster, matching more of the energy.
Yeah, absolutely right, Ben. They've started with a lot of energy. That's exactly right, and it's just being picked up by Bishop One. Knew that he had someone running down his throat, so that's picked up by number 8, Jack Sloman, who's making good ground in that Bishop's One half. We'll just make sure we can get the right camera angle for you. So Evan Russell calling players over, trying to offload for SGS. But again, doing the same, but the referee has unfortunately called that as a penalty. It looks to be for not releasing. So unfortunately, that's going to be a Bishop's One penalty, and they're going to kick for touch. Good to hear from Cam and Callum earlier at half time. Thanks very much to the guys for stepping in. It's one of the things we do here at the college, work really closely between the academy teams and the media teams here at the college. So, you know, if you're going to get used to a career in front of the camera, then we can train our guys to be behind the camera as well. But it's always good to have a plan B for some of these rugby guys, and we know that might not be what they manage to do for the rest of their careers. So getting them involved with the media work is really important for us at the college too. So we're really appreciative of the academy team's support with that. So back into play here and smothered really quickly the Bishop's Wand number 9 there, and that's really
Great
good play.
pushback.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack Sloman doing a fantastic job in this half. Sorry, that was Joachim Haller there doing a fantastic job to really choke down on that ball, trying to move the ball wide again, which is something that SGS have done really well so far this game. Small little dink there by Ethan Williams, but not quite gone out of play. No, called by SGS, but has that been given? Yes.
He stayed in bounds, interestingly.
Yeah. Okay, so just waiting back for the put-in. So, Bim, you obviously mix your priority, well, not your priority, but mix your commitments here at the college, playing and coaching, but also studying here. How do you find that at the moment?
Honestly, just coming into it, I think I was very intimidated and scared what kind of the situation would be. But the way that the college or the university does everything it's just so impressive, and I haven't felt overwhelmed at all. I think kind of the opposite, there's always opportunities to do things. And I think especially with the media and being able to be on the other side of the camera, it's just so much fun.
Great, yeah. So that's something that other students can have the opportunity to do. And if you are interested, we've got some more open days coming up soon. So just updated the scorecard for you there. The score currently stands at 21-12 to Bishop's Wand. So SGS not out of this yet. As I said, they need a bonus point win and for Hartbury to lose their game today to be able to sit in the top 4 for those playoffs. If not, there will be some more games this season, but it will be against other opposition and potentially some of the teams from up north. Just a reminder for the kind of feeder clubs for SGS into the Premiership. So SGS are linked with the Bristol Bears and Bishop's Wand are linked with Harlequins. So lots of talent on your screen today. We've got over 50% of the SGS starting lineup have had experiences in the Bristol Bears Academy, and many more going on to represent their countries at under 18 levels. And that's just being kicked through by Ethan Williams. Can he make it? Not quite. Really had to put the burners on there if he was going to catch that one, didn't he?
It's just one of those interesting situations too. Do you commit to it? Do something more risky? It's a great situation to do that, and it's just unfortunate he couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need a little bit more of that, a little bit more,
right,
intuitive rugby, be a little bit more inventive with it, and that's the kind of things that put points on the board.
I think there's a really big difference too between obviously making mistakes but also taking risk. I think the risk, high reward, everything like that. I think one of those situations just like be aggressive and just maintaining that and just putting out your attitude that we're here to win this game, right?
Absolutely, and they've started this first half very well. Bishop's not really had anything to look at in this second half, so we're hoping that that SGS can again keep pushing forward with this good form in the first half. They've got some points to make up, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that they can. They've had a good half-time talk and can manage to get some more points on the board, but unfortunately there. Referee just pulling up. Looked to be which is called a forward pass. Just dropped as the tackle went in there and not being able to be scooped up by Captain Aled Evans, who was waiting in the wings but not quite there.
Again, one of those situations, just can't make mistakes like that in a game like this.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes a bit of time to recoup from those things. So the less mistakes, the fewer mistakes that SGS can make, I think that bring that confidence in that they really need to get back into this game. But as I said, only 9 points away from drawing level here. It's not out of the woods yet, and we've still got a second half of rugby to play. So we'll see what.
There's definitely a different SGS coming out in this half. Yeah,
it certainly looks like it. A couple of replacements on for SGS. Looks like Zach Radforth has also come onto the pitch. He's played on the wing for
Great
SGS.
Hustle there, working up to the ball, taking advantage of them
absolutely.
making a mistake.
And that's exactly what SGS need to do, don't they? Take advantage of the little mistakes and make as few as of their own as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeky little chip kick from Bishops, and he's
great
managed
bounce.
to get the bounce. That is incredibly fortunate. He's managed, and again offloading it further down the wing, but not quite managing to force their way through those SGS forwards all the way. SGS doing really well to find their shape again and to grab that defence. But when you get bounces like that, things are certainly going your way today.
Yeah. Another one of those missed open field tackles too. It looks like he was working a lot backwards, whereas I'd say in tackling you just kind of got to approach it there.
Mm-hmm.
If you back up and you give him square hips, he's got two-way lane, whereas if you just take the angle to go tackle him, either he goes to you or to your help on your side, right?
And that's the kind of sporting insight that you can give that I can't. That's why I need a co-commentator.
Yeah.
So it was called up for a Bishop's penalty there. So kicked out to touch, and that will be a line up for Bishop's very close to the SGS try line. So SGS going to have to do what they can here to stop this ball going over the line if they want any chance of breaking into this top 4 for the playoff season. But the referee just spotting something that she wasn't quite happy with at the moment, moving SGS forward one step to fix that line-out positioning. Oh, just a bit too long for that SGS lineup, scooped up there by what we think is Zach Radforth again. As I said, with the replacements numbers, I have been given them, but one they might change. So I'm hoping that they are exactly the same as I've been given, and kicked out there by Evan Russell, who manages to just set the record straight, give SGS a minute to breathe, and allow them to find their shape.
Yeah. Great decision just getting out of their backed up position. If our physicality isn't our main thing today, or the thing that we're dominating, just getting out of our backed up zone and kind of just defending ourselves like that, I think that's the best decision we can make right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So referee has again called a halt to proceedings. So it looks like it's going to be a scrum with a Bishop's put in. Not quite sure what that was called up for there. But we are just trying to sort a slight glitch in one of our cameras. So bear with us. We're going to stick with the touchline cam for now. Gives you a nice close-up view of that scrummage that will kick off in just a second with Bishop's 1 put in. Just a reminder, the score at the moment is 21-12 to Bishop's 1. Who again have started this the first half well, but SGS doing well to hold off so far in this second half. We had a really early score in the first half, which obviously SGS will be looking to avoid, but the fullback there just being held up, done extremely well.
Great tackle there.
Yeah, the replacement there. Again, sorry, I don't have the name of that replacement, number 22, picking up the tackle there, and that looks potentially like it might have been called up. Sorry, we just missed the camera angle there. We've got a slight gantry block on our right-hand corner, which unfortunately means that we can't see right into that right-hand corner with our main camera. So we're just trying to switch between our 2 cameras here. But referee is called up for a scrum with an SGS put-in. Okay, so SGS with a put in at the scrum here, and surely they will look to offload this pretty quickly and kick this long to reset and try and make up some ground. Evan Russell looked to pick up, but not quite picked up by him, and instead that is Jack Sloman, the number 8, popping out at the back
Great
of
job
the scrum.
staying out through tackles.
Yeah, absolutely. Done really well there, and that looks to be kicked long. Oh, just got a bit nervous there when he got closed down. Looks to be spooned off the foot there. Didn't quite go as far as he wanted it to, but it will go out for a Bishop's line out. Holding the ball there, you can see Cesare Mocchi, who we spoke to before the game about this fixture, out injured today, but having spoken to him earlier, he's hoping he's going to be back after the half-term break, which is next week. So we wish him all the best for the rest of the season. Okay, put in the line out. A little bit clumsy there, but managed to keep hold of it. Just kicked out by the scrum half.
Great tackle there.
Moving down the line, and that is a fantastic interception. I think that's Bruno Lamb, who scored the first try, just brushing off the defensive work. Oh, no, not Bruno Lamb, sorry, that's Kean Symes, who's done fantastic well with his kicking game today, and now made a brilliant interception to move that ball forward. It's Malachi Humphreys at the base of the ruck, looking to find that way forward, just making up another metre there, and all he needs is 1 or 2 more of those, and that will be over the line. Joachim Hullard finding his way through. A fantastic job to get SGS's 3rd try of the day. creeping ever so closely to that bonus point win, which they really need if they're going to have any chance of getting through to those top 4 playoffs. But Bim, that interception was fantastic.
Yeah,
Reading
huge
of the
drive.
game.
Great awareness too by him. I think one thing though that he could have done different once he got that ball, he was running down the line, right, and you could see that the defender came up, and instead of kind of going through the sideline, you know, and having the space, he just kind of was seeking out contact. And I wonder if he didn't do that, if he would just been able to score right away.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yeah, just managed it in the end. See, obviously Malachi Humphries trying to get over the line first, but picked up excellently by Joachim Huller, who's a sports media student here at the college, a flanker and a former Bristol Bears and England under-18s player as well last year. So excellent work. Now with Regan Halsey being put off the pitch, he's been replaced. Just missed there by Kean Symes, who made that initial breakaway. So unfortunately, SGS won't get those extra 2 points. So we sit at 17-21 to Bishop's Wand at the moment. That is ever so close, as we said, to that bonus point for SGS. The bonus point win is needed, and Hartpury need to lose for SGS to get into that top 4. There's potential that if Bishops also pick up a bonus point, that they won't. It really relies on other results elsewhere. So unfortunately, just knocked forward there, it looks like, from Bishop. So that'll give SGS a chance to reset. As I was saying, one of the permutations was that SGS had to win by 50 points. It looks like that's probably going to be out of their grasp so far today. So, as I said earlier, what SGS need to be able to get into the top 4 playoffs, need to beat Bishops by a bonus point, and Hartpury need to lose today. I think Hartpury are playing Exeter today, so another team who have also got hopes of a top 4 finish. So everything can change, and obviously playoff season, that's what everyone dreams of, isn't it, Bim?
Definitely. I've been there myself.
So SGS with the scrum here. Evan Russell putting in. Evan Russell was out the side for Reece James a lot at the start of the season, but back into the side now and doing a fantastic job at that scrum half position, offloading the ball very well. Just a little kick there by Bruno Lamb, not quite managing to follow that on, but it's gone out for an SGS line out. Got a bit of luck there, and that'll be Taylor Coles again who puts that ball in for us.
You can see we really get more momentum as soon as we get the ball out there to the skill players, to the backs, and really moving the ball, you know, and get a lot more momentum. Whereas when we keep it inside, we can't really match the physicality of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your inner American footballer coming out a little bit there. but yeah, spot on. You know, we need to get that ball out wide. I think will be what Dan and Callum have been telling the players at half time, because that's really where the magic has been happening. You know, Kean Symes doing a fantastic job today. Kobe Matthews doing well. Regan Halsey having a very good first half as well. Bruno Lamb, the try scorer. So get the ball to the backs. They're the guys that can make things happen. But again, the forwards as well doing defensively very well. Bruno Lamb also almost making the interception there, but the referee seems to have called that off as an offside. So that will be a Bishop's penalty.
I'll say it just fast.
Again, lots of action in this second half. So we currently sit at 21-17. SGS just one try away, one non-converted try away from getting into that that playoff spot potentially. As we said, a bonus point win and a Hartpury to lose would ideally get SGS into that top 4 spot and into the playoffs in this ACE League.
Almost
Contested line out, yeah, very close. But there we go, centre for Bishop, really trying to push his way through there, held up nicely by Joachim Huller, and that's Malachi Humphries doing very well to keep them at bay. The forwards doing some fantastic work here, as they have done all game. They've scrummed really well, so the ball is just still with Bishop's Wand here, but just a quick tap and go from the Bishops, but referee has called that back for what will probably be, again, another Bishop's penalty, so not quite sure what that's been called for. But potentially looks like they might go for the kick. No, they won't. They're going to go for the tap and go. Try and find the space, but again, pushed back well by those SGS forwards, doing well to hold the ball onto the ruck, and that will be a penalty for not releasing, I believe. Happy about that one, aren't they?
Love the energy. Absolutely love it.
That's exactly what they're going to need if they're going to get themselves back into this game. Really close now. So it will be a kick for touch. Excellent kick, made him an excellent bit of ground there. And again, those are the kind of things they need if they're going to keep putting those points on the board. So just a reminder, we're hosting this game today at SGS Arena. This is our WISE campus, which is based in Stoke Gifford near Bristol Parkway. So we have students from all over the country and all over the southwest coming to study with us. And if you're interested in studying and playing in the Rugby Academy, you can visit our website, have a look at the open days, have a look at the courses that we offer. But that's something that we have coming up very soon. We've got an open day in a few weeks, I believe, in November. So you can come and talk to us about our courses, come and talk to the rugby guys about joining the academy or any of the academies here at the college. And that's something that you'll be able to find information for on SGS on the SGS website. Bit stop-start over the last 5 minutes, isn't it, Bim? Does this kind of stop the momentum a little bit? Is this probably what Bishops want really, is to hold that SGS momentum?
Exactly. I'd say again, like I said earlier in the game, that the best defense is offense, right? And so just maintaining the ball. Working with your strength. Obviously, Bishop's been kind of dominating with all these things. But again, if SGS can just maintain their energy, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. One breakaway, one missed pass is all that SGS need to capitalise on to get themselves back into this game. That's into the ball, not really moving anywhere. SGS managing to hold them off for the minute, and SGS have got the ball out of that maul. Really rucked well there by Aled Evans, who's had a fantastic game so far, really doing the dirty work. And that's big tackle there, offloaded well though just before that ball got broken away, and that looks to be one of our replacements, potentially Logan Adams, number 20 there, who has been out injured for 14 months, and this will be his first game after that injury. Bristol Bears Academy player, so it was really nice to see Logan back on the side there, if that is him. As I said, I've been given the replacement numbers earlier today, but told they could change. So if it is Logan, we really like to see him back in the 15, and all the best for him moving forward. Again, bit of scrappy defence here, but SGS putting the hard yards in, holding up the play as well. And again, Bishop's not making too much ground here, but looks to have just been called up by the referee for what potentially might have been a knock on. And that will be, I think it's called a knock on, so that will be a scrum for with the Bishops put in. So just had confirmation that the SGS try was converted, so the score is actually standing at the moment at 19-21. That was something we missed on our camera, so apologies for that. But score update, the score is actually 19 to SGS, 21 to Bishops 1. So just 2 points away now, and one more try from that bonus point. With SGS doing fantastically well to bring them back into this after being 2 tries down at one point in this game. So ball put in there by Evan Russell, doing a fantastic job so far today at scrum half. Moved down the line very well.
Great job moving the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, making up good ground. And the backs doing a lot of hard work here. Forwards moving the ball well, backs keeping hold of it. But that looks like it might potentially have been knocked on. So unfortunately, that'll be another turnover for Bishops to pick that up.
I think that's also another thing that we've seen a pretty big difference between the two teams, that SGS tends to hold on longer to the ball as soon as there's a tackle, whereas Bishop, they're really getting the ball out as soon as it's down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something that SGS are obviously going to have to think about over this next few minutes. We're probably around 15 minutes, 20 minutes into this second half. So SGS have still got a little bit of time to get themselves back into this game. Obviously, Dan, the director of rugby here at the college, will be really keen to get that bonus point win. Obviously, don't like to rely on other results, but that's the nature of the playoffs. So we've got a half-term break coming up next week, so there won't be any ACE games next week, and we will be releasing the fixtures after today, as well as whether SGS will be in those playoffs.
Look at that beautiful grass. Shout out to everyone that takes care of all our facilities too. I mean, geez, I'll say that one thing that when I came here, the first thing that really impressed me was everything with the facilities.
Absolutely, yeah. The grounds team have done a fantastic job so far today. Grass are looking fantastic. It was kind of a very wet pitch, so they've done fantastically well to keep it nice and maintained. It's good rugby conditions out there today. So yeah, they've done a very good job. We've got academies in rugby, football, American football, basketball. We've got all sorts of sports that will go on here at the college, both men's and women's sport. So the facilities here, as you said, are fantastically maintained. Okay, so just waiting for the restart here. SGS winning that penalty and kicking for touch. This is going to be a real opportunity now for SGS to capitalise on this chance here. They've got just 2 points behind and needing to get back into contention here. So Taylor Coles ready to throw this back in at the line-out. Line-out's been one of the strongest part of SGS's game. Just get that player to get out of the way. But they have kept it well, however, being pushed back well by those Bishops forwards. Evan Russell just dictating where he needs his players before he offloads. Doing very well at organising his team today. And SGS will hope to keep hold of this, work their way through the phases, be patient, because those points are really what's needed, and don't want to take any silly risks, really. Moving it nicely down the line. There's Aled Evans going into the tackle. Your captain for today. Rucked really well over by your replacements. Again, apologies, we don't have all the replacements' names for you today. But being held up at the moment, trying to be ripped from the grip.
Great ball security so far.
He's managing to keep hold of that, doing a fantastic job at the moment. The Bishop's number 21 doing what he can to try and rip that ball, but not getting anywhere. And the maul has been called, and it's a fantastic push by SGS, and the referee has pulled up for something here, and Evan Russell has grabbed hold of that ball, and it looks like it will be potentially a quick tap and go. Let's see what SGS decide to do here. It looks like it will be a tap and go. Taylor Coles lining up for that. All the support from his forwards behind him. Okay, and they are just a few metres away from the Bishop's Wand try line here. So doing what they can to keep hold of that ball, not take any silly risks. Malachi Humphrey's going over, getting very close to that line. It looks like it will be Joachim Höller who will pick it up and go down again. And it's gone over. That is SGS's 4th try of the day. Looked to be either Aled Evans or who might put it over, but I think it was Joachim Höller who ended up picking that ball out at the back of the ruck. I didn't quite see who that was for that 4th SGS try of the day. So that puts the score at the minute up to 24-21 to SGS with the conversion to come. And that, I believe, is 4 tries. So SGS here trying to make it now 26-21. And they've done exactly that. So 26-21 to SGS. A fantastic comeback after being 2 tries down. But Bim, that is excellent work for them in the second half.
Beautiful.
So Bishop's just preparing for the restart here. Okay, and it looks like we've got maybe 10 minutes left of this first half. just a reminder that that is the bonus point try for SGS with four tries. So if they do win this by a bonus point and Bishops don't get a bonus point and Hartpury lose today, then that will be
Great awareness though.
Almost pounced upon, but unfortunately the referee hasn't called that as a knock on because it was picked up, almost caught by SGS. Sorry, as I was saying, so SGS need to win by a bonus point. They need Bishops to avoid getting a bonus point, and for Hartpury to lose today to get into that top 4 spot for the playoffs. So, I mean, after the first 10 minutes of the first half, it didn't look like it was going to happen, but now they're in with a real shot of this, aren't they?
Definitely. I'm very impressed of how their momentum is kind of changed, and you could just see a difference in the players too, with the urgency kind of.
Absolutely, yeah. There's been some really standout performances today. Aled Evans doing the captain's work very well. Joachim Haller doing a brilliant job in that scrum. Evan Russell, I'd say, has also had a fantastic game. So they're doing a really, really good job of this so far. However, they have just made the breakthrough. Bishop's wand trying to find the gaps, being brought down and thought he'd been supported. Is he going to catch it? Unfortunately so. And the Bishop's fullback forces his way over the line. So that does add a Bishop's bonus point to their score. Now, having spoken to Dan earlier, I don't think it's absolutely essential that Bishop's Wand avoid a bonus point for SGS to get the bonus point win and also qualify for the top 4. Again, I appreciate that this is there's a lot of permutations going on here, and we don't even know the Hartpury result, so it might be completely out the question. But we'll keep the faith, keep the hope. However, unfortunately, that did go over the line. Bishop's doing well to find the space there, and that will be put over. So that leaves the score at 28-26 to Bishop's Wand ACE1.
That just proves though how fast they can turn around.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. That's a tough break for SGS. It's the hardest thing to do, I suppose, once you've got that lead back, is then to defend it. There might have been just a lapse in concentration, not quite managing to keep that keep the team tight to close off those gaps. But they've still got a little bit of time left to get this win. They need one more try, even just a drop goal, and I'm sure that'll be going through their minds at the moment. So it looks like it will be Kian Symes to restart us here at the SGS Arena here at our WISE campus. The referee just waiting on something at the moment, just making sure that everyone is ready. So just a reminder, the score stands at 28-26 to Bishop's Wand at the moment. But 3 points needed for SGS to grab that bonus point win, which is so crucial for their top 4 hopes and their playoff hopes for this ACE League season. Kian Symes just being told to hold on for the moment, potentially bringing on some replacements, but it looks like just waiting for some treatment to be had for one of the SGS players, and the referee just waiting for one of the SGS players to get into position, but Kian Symes appears to be ready to get this game started again. Just probably, I think we're around 5 minutes left in this game. We don't have a match clock, unfortunately, but I think we started the second half at around 2:45, so not too long left. That might leave 5-10 minutes left in this game. So that's been kicked wide, and Taylor Cole, will throw this ball in. Joachim Haller up there, yeah, offloading well, looking to get into the maul, and SGS doing well. That's something that has worked for them well this season. Once they get going, they're really hard to stop. The forwards doing a fantastic work. You can see Joachim Haller there really doing a great job of pulling that Maul along. Now moving his way into the back. Evan Russell just keeping an eye on things from behind, getting ready to pounce on that ball if needed. But SGS have done fantastically well to make up some ground in this Maul. Forwards doing some brilliant work, keeping things moving forward. Looks to have gone down now. Evan Russell doing what he needs, picking up that ball. There goes Finn Fluck, our prop and Bristol Bears academy player, moving things forward. Kean Symes goes for the kick, goes out wide. Not quite challenged by I think that might be Kobe Matthews out on the right hand side.
That was coming back to this
But the
side.
referee has called it back. Not 100% sure what's for. Something in the Maul, I think, but it looks like it'll be SGS's possession picked up here. Not quite sure what that's for. Maybe it'd been advantage that was already called. And that will be kicked out for touch. And another opportunity here for SGS to get points on the board just a few metres out from that Bishop's try line. So over to our pitch side camera here to watch the put-in. Hoping that no one stands in our way, but it looks like it might potentially, if we get a big jump, we might be able to see who grabs that ball. And it looks like it's gone well for SGS so far. Players crowding in to join the Maul, push them on, and they keep going and going and going. Is the referee going to be able to see this ball go over the line? And she is, and the referee has called for that for a try. A fantastic Maul by SGS to push them over the line, get them back into the lead in this game with just minutes left to play, and that is going to be a huge boost for SGS to put that score at 31-28 with the try still to be still attempt at a conversion. But that was exactly what they needed, wasn't it, Bim? After
Definitely.
conceding that first that try after taking the lead.
I'm very impressed by the ball carriers being able to maintain possession of the ball. You know, in a situation like that, in a group of people, it's so easy to just lose the ball because of so many people being on top of you and pulling at you and everything. So very impressive.
Just saw the absolute swarm of players who saw their chance there in that Maul to get that ball over the line, and fantastic work indeed. You have to take those risks. So here steps up, I believe that's Kean Symes, ready to take that kick. Let's see if this can get flagged over, and it looks like he might. No, again, just missing to the left of that post. Really unfortunate there from Kean Symes, who's been close twice now with those last two conversions, but that does leave the score at 31-28 to SGS. So SGS moving their way ever so slightly further in front in this game with not long left to play. The referee is obviously going to have to decide when she wants to end this game. It doesn't look like it's going to be now, so there is going to be a little bit of time for Bishops to get back in this, and SGS can't afford to do what they did last time.
Really just got to maintain possession of the ball.
Absolutely. At this late stage in the game, just for SGS, just to stand by the best form of defence as offence, or do you think they need to stand firm now and, hold the ball, keep that possession, defend well?
I think, honestly, just keep it simple, maintain that ball. I think don't complicate anything, try to make any moves or anything. Oh, look at that.
That is a fantastic tackle by Joachim Haller, who didn't give them any time at all to offload that ball. And it looks like that was just ever so slightly knocked on by those Bishops players. And that will be an SGS scrum. It's that kind of passion we like to see.
Definitely. It's impressive. You can see instantly as soon as they put a little bit more effort, a little hustle in there, that they mashed energy. Instantly, SGS becomes a better team.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done fantastically well to keep this effort. Joachim Haller obviously playing for the start of the game, not quite out of breath just yet, doing fantastically well to force that turnover. And Evan Russell will again get ready to put the ball into the scrum here. So it doesn't look to be any form of tiring out, and that is Jack Sloman pulling that ball out at the back of the scrum. Forwards doing well with their organisation, keeping hold of that ball. Evan Russell at the back of that ruck, just dictating play here, keeping things steady, telling people where he wants them. And again, trying to force that match clock down. They're moving it the other way now, keeping hold of the ball, making sure that people have got support in place. The forwards are ready to start that ruck, and they are doing a fantastic job of that so far.
Great job. You can see they really just default back into fundamentals, just doing everything they've been coached to do and just maintaining the ball.
Exactly. So is it that kind of thing that comes with good coaching? I was about to ask you a question, but SGS have kicked that ball out and managed to get the bonus point win in this game against Bishop's Wand at the SGS Arena. That means that we are relying on Hartpury to lose today to see if SGS can get into the top 4 playoffs. Now, we don't know what the score is, and due to the nature of college rugby, it's not 100% easy to find out. So unfortunately, it may not be something that we can let you know right now. However, if you follow us on SGS_college_rugby, you will find the result and the result of the playoffs coming up very shortly. We're going to keep an eye on things here.
Is that on Instagram or Twitter? Or
it will be Instagram. Yes,
Instagram.
thank you very much. I forgot to say Instagram. I'm an old man when it comes to social media. So just a reminder, the score finishes at 31-28 here at the SGS Arena, and we here we go. See us on camera. So yeah, 31-28 to SGS College, and that was a fantastic game. But SGS just did the right things in those last 10 minutes, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think going back default, going into fundamentals, just maintaining the ball. I think if we could have gotten back to that a little earlier, already a very exciting game, but I think it even more exciting.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you very much for joining us here at the SGS College Arena. We will let you know on our socials if SGS have managed to creep into those top 4 spots. Just a reminder that the live stream today was put on by sports media students at the college who have done a fantastic job on cameras, on vision mixing, commentating, and doing a brilliant work that we've asked them to do today. So we thank them very much for their hard work. The game finishes at 31-28. Bim, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you, Max.
And we will see you very soon.